Yep, it's crashed. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Let's go. Today, we are checking out the Freewell ND filters for the DJI FPV quad. You guys see this? So, it's a nice little case that this comes in. So there's a little cloth in here. And then you have these filters. Beautiful filters, there's 4 of them. We have an ND4, ND8, ND16, and ND32. This, I'm assuming, are based on photo, because in cinema, we usually go 3, 6, 9. We go by 3s. These are made out of plastic, it's not metal. I'm assuming that's for the weight, which is nice. It's kind of big, and I'm assuming that's to be able to, you know, it can cover the wide angle camera. Because I did hear that there were some people having trouble using it, and it was hitting the gimbal or something. I think that person might have had it in sport mode or something, and then they did like a crazy stop, and then it hit the, because it does hit, you see that? When it does go all the way up and all the way down here, it hits the body. Whereas if you know, had it off, clearly there's enough space. You probably don't want to fly this in normal mode in a crazy fashion. Like, you don't want to do like a crazy stop, because in normal mode, this gimbal will stay level, right? It's going to stay level. So if you do a crazy emergency stop, it's going to hit the bottom and it might screw it up, you know? So just keep that in mind. I know a lot of you guys are new to this, and I want to put out good information. Anyways, I'm just gonna go out in the backyard. I'm gonna be like Bardwell. I'm just gonna like sit here and then just fly. Well, I'm not gonna sit here, I'm gonna go out there, but you get my drift. The cool thing is they installed some new telephone poles, Edison did, and they made a little path for me, so I can go walk up, I can enjoy the property. Let me show you guys. All right, guys, so you can see I'm up on my mountain here. So my little house is down there, and the Edison installed this new pole. They brought on a helicopter and everything. But basically, they had to clear out all this brush, and now I have a little path that goes all the way up here and continues up that way. You can see that's my little cliff, backyard cliff, pretty awesome. And then I have that whole side as well, you know, that whole side. So it's pretty epic. This is why I live here. But I haven't flown it too much because it's kind of scary to, if I crash up here, you know, I can't get up here. But now I have this little path that goes all the way up here. So at least, the thing is, I was a little scared to fly up there because basically the rock will block me from me down there. So now I can stand right here. I should be able to fly this whole section, which is very exciting, especially with the DJI. It should go pretty far. So I'm excited about that. But today we're gonna, like I said, we're testing out the ND filter. So I've got the heaviest ND filter on here, which is the ND32. So we got the ND32, and I'll probably do another flight without it to compare the footage. And then we'll take a look. I'm gonna power this up. It's gonna be interesting because it's I'm on a slope here. I don't know where I can take off. I don't really want to take off with my hands. All right, we got a picture. Let's see here. I'm gonna face. See, I know the camera's right there. I'm gonna face that way, just so I can, you know, have line of sight. I can do this whole ridge right here and go back there if I want to. Make sure your battery is all the way in. Just had a battery communication error, and I didn't try to take off, but it wasn't in all the way. So make sure you push it all the way in.
I know we're gonna live forever, even if the good die young. We're strong enough to brave the weather, as long as we got this love.
Oh, I forgot. So my settings for this, everything's on auto, basically. Oh my God, it's so scary. Fly all the way out here. Oh, there's a house right there. always wanted to fly this ridge.
Let me take the world off your shoulders. Let me take the weight off your chest.
The thing that's great about DJI FPV is it's really nice for just exploration, because you have that safety net, you know.
When you call, I come run to you. Where have you been?
Oh, by the way, my lens tilt is at 30 degrees, which is, I believe, is the most efficient lens angle for this. But it's also just what I fly at for my regular quads, so that's why I have it like this.
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. All those lonely nights are through. All those lonely nights are through. All those lonely nights are through.
If you take it easy, I feel like this battery will last you a while, especially if you fly at that 30 degrees, because it's optimized for that. At least that's my assumption. Because obviously, if you rip it around like crazy, then, you know, it's gonna eat up the battery. Just keep that in mind if you're new to this. You expect 20 minutes of flight time. I mean, if you rip it, you're not gonna get that, obviously. The key is to fly in an efficient manner. It's kind of like driving, right? If you have a heavy foot on the gas pedal, then yeah, you're gonna eat up more gas. Same thing. Let's go for another flight. Oh, there's a plane right there. I mean, it's very far away, but it's apparently supposed to tell you when there's a plane nearby. So it should start beeping a little bit and tell me that there's a plane. We'll wait a little bit. I mean, it's not gonna come near the canyon because obviously the planes are not gonna fly that low, but it's always good to be safe. And also, it's really nice that this thing is telling me there's a plane nearby. All right, let's go. So this is with no ND filter. What I'm thinking is that the shutter is gonna be different. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna change the motion blur quite a bit.
I wanna know that you're still.
Always good to be safe. All right, here we go.
You know they
Oh,
say
I almost lost reception right there. I got a freeze.
first break
That was a little bit peeing my pants.
when the next comes around. Nothing gets to me.
I'm getting the focus mode kicking in. The fact that I need to turn around that way. Man, I really need those new True RC antennas. I need better reception already. I mean, this is pretty awesome in terms of reception, but it can always get better. Always improvement. Always improving. Right? All right, so I think I'm gonna do a second battery, and I will put another ND filter on, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go into manual settings for the camera. I'm gonna try to set it to what I think is correct for the scene, and we will go for another flight. I am gonna set my settings, so I'm gonna walk you through that as well, because this is gonna help you become a better cinematic pilot when you start doing manual camera settings. We're just cruising, so we'll do high quality, okay? We're gonna go into 4K 60 because that's the only thing they offer. It's unfortunate. And we're gonna go into manual mode here. Okay, so we got manual white balance at 5600, ISO 100, Yeah, it looks better already. I can tell. ISO is at 100, shutter's at 120. So if you don't know, we always want to make it filmic, motion blur. We always want the shutter angle to be 180. That's just what film cameras used to operate at, and that's what we set our digital cameras for, 180. So you translate that into like photo shutter speeds, and so basically since we're doing 60, kind of double that, which is 120. So 1/120 shutter speed is what we're going to be using. And in order to get our exposure proper, we want to just adjust the ISO. And you can look at the EV to see if your exposure is good. A little bit negative, 1 is fine. You just want to look up into the sun, and you know that's one stop over, so that's good. So that's ND filter is doing quite a bit. All right, so let's go for flight. Let's see how it looks in post. It is so nice to be able to just leave it there, do stuff, and you know, all kinds of relaxation. All right, manual mode, here we go. Oh yeah, I kind of see the motion blur now that it's fixed. I have also bumped up the saturation, because you only got the maximum saturation in camera. I'm just gonna fly slowly.
I see you listen to the same songs too much. She said, hold up, this is the part where it gets so good. You know I love you, but you just need to let it go. You can touch my body, but you can't touch my stereo, my stereo. She's tearing it up, I feel my heart saying something. My favorite song is playing on the radio. You know I love it, but don't play with my emotions. You can touch my body, but you can't touch my stereo, stereo.
Try a power loop over here. So some people are saying you couldn't do a power loop. Okay, let's try another one. Still got 50% left. Definitely hard to control, for sure. Full throttle backwards. Oh boy. Okay. I crashed it, you guys. Don't do the power loop. Okay, let's go check it out. It finally happened. See anything wrong with this? Yep. I crashed it. It's done. It's donezo. You might think so, but actually there are spare parts. So now it gives me more content because now I get to fix it and I get to open it up. But anyways, hopefully that footage looked good. I'm gonna have to wait until I get the parts to do more videos with this. But I think I took a look at the footage real quick before I sat down. I think the ND filters are great. I think it's gonna be pretty awesome for getting better footage. By the way, so the reason why I crashed is because I'm a shitty pilot. But I was also in high quality mode, which means high latency. So I'm basically trying to power loop with like a, you know, I don't know, 30 to, no, probably 50 millisecond delay. And that was probably a bad idea. So just remember, if you guys are trying to do power loops or shooting gaps, I mean, that gap is huge. But there are hanging things in which I didn't really think about. And this thing is, you know, it's very floaty, if that makes sense. I also don't want to skim the ground because it's gonna do this and that might end up in a crash as well. So I just hit that branch straight on. So you guys saw that, you know. The reason why I'm including it is because I just want to be transparent. That's one of my New Year's resolutions. I just want to be transparent with everything I do. Whatever, you guys are gonna go through this too. So I might as well show you guys, you know what I mean? All right, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Love you guys.
Push it to the limit, push it to the limit. Going 0